rock.
A lot of people said I'm like her, Sophia. I said, okay. I like her. She's funny. She tells you how it is.
You know what? She is aptly named Sophia, indeed. She was my favorite character of all of them.
She wouldn't hold nothing back.
She's a bit like you, indeed.
I watch my mouth.
Well, there you have it, my darling. There you have it. Well,
Um,
I tell you, I want to thank you, honestly, Pam, for doing this. I know it's not easy, honestly. And I'm going to introduce you right now, and we're going to jump into like that feeling. We're going to tap into that, okay? Because it's
okay.
real. I think what you're going to share is going to help a lot of people. All right. So, my next guest is no stranger to press. She has traveled to countless newsrooms all across the country, sharing her journey from becoming a J6 rioter until now, a civil rights champion. And she's been called many things: controversial, courageous, even the MAGA Granny, a nickname that she actually earned in the aftermath of the January 6th Capitol riot. So at 72 years old, and you just had a birthday, Pam. Oh my God. At 73, Miss Pamela Hemphill has received and lived a life marked by transformation, also turbulence, and tough truths. Once a devoted Trump supporter, she became one of the most visible faces of the insurrection, ultimately serving a 60-day prison sentence, 36 months of probation, and paying a $500 in restitution. But what's most intriguing, I think, about you, Pam, is what came in the headlines, okay? A woman reckoning with her past, rejecting a pardon from Donald Trump himself, and choosing a path of accountability over political loyalty, and that is huge. So today, Pamela joins us not just as a former inmate or as a public figure, but as a human being with a story that forces us to ask difficult questions about justice, redemption, and identity in America. So welcome, Pam.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Just so you know, I've been interviewed too throughout the world.
Throughout the world. I mean, where have you been? Where has this journey taken
Well,
you?
Japan came here because I was holding my sign up for Harris. They actually
Yeah.
came from Japan. I was by myself, but I didn't care. I wanted her so bad.
You know what? YOLO is my motto. You only live once, right? I mean, has anyone ever come back and said, hey, I was out for a while, then I came back? No, right?
It's true.
Right? So Japan is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Where else have you been?
No, I haven't been. They've actually come here to my apartment.
Oh, they've come to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
they come to
Okay.
me.
They've come to you. And
And
maybe
the other
one day
ones, some were Zoom, like we're doing. And so,
you'll.
you
Okay.
don't
Well,
mind.
that. Yeah. And Sophie comes, right? Your supporter, bestie. Well, last time we talked, Pam, and I loved what you'd said. Like, your backstory, so compelling, so intriguing. What do you think were the series of events that led you to become a supporter of Donald Trump? Like, can you talk a little bit about your mentality at that time so we can understand?
Yeah, of course. Well, actually, it's gradual. I have a family that are Republican and always been Republican. Neither one of them have ever, never, because I know for a fact, been racist or against LGBT. And so I'm going along with everything they're recommending because when you're with MAGA, they lie so much to you. They tell you that they're not racist, but the LGBT never came in that much. So with a family like that, very educated, very wealthy, up with all the politics, they read everything. I don't. I'm a retired alcohol and drug counselor. I didn't care about getting involved in politics. I never read much. I didn't watch much. I just took their suggestions, unfortunately. But I did vote for Obama. I didn't care. I didn't tell them though.
Amazing.
I just was in a different world. I've been in recovery now in a 12-step program for 45 years. And in my world, everybody is welcome there.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter your race, your education, who you are. So I wasn't used to the world of MAGA when I got into it. So it was a slow, gradual learning process. But when I first started with Emmett Bundy, he's carrying a Bible. He's Mormon. But and talking about how they're overreaching the government. I don't know if you know Emmett Bundy.
I know of him, and you're
Yeah.
going to tell me a little bit more about what you know, right? I don't know if you know about me, but I've abstained from any religion.
Oh yeah, me too.
That's why we get along, you know?
Yeah, well, my boyfriend's an atheist. My boyfriend's an atheist, because in my program, it's God of your understanding or no understanding. There's a chapter in there for the agnostic. So live and let live. It doesn't matter to me.
That's how I feel. Be a good person. That's my motto.
That's it. I mean, just the golden rule. Do to
Right.
others you want. That's it. I like to
That's
keep
it.
it simple.
Me too.
But because of the program, well, I'm going ahead of myself. I'll wait for the next question.
Well, okay. I mean, because we talk about origin story often, right? When we're dealing with entrepreneurs and we're talking about their personal brand, right? Everyone has got a personal brand. Like I just got off the line with somebody else and I said, would you agree that, Elon Musk's personal brand has interfered with his corporate brand, right? And we always think about the mentality and the mindset and leading up to this chaos and this catastrophe, actually, right? And we understand the minds of people who have been curated to believe such things about people, right? So I always go back to the origin story, but talk to me a little bit more about this slow indoctrination, how it happens, because some people did not recognize the signs and they didn't know. And it's important to recognize the signs, Pam, right?
Now I know. You never would believe that Trump would be a cult leader. I mean, presidents throughout I'm 72, so I've come from the civil way back.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm not saying they never lied or anything, but at the multitude that Trump did about the election being stolen, see, what they told me was the Democrats are always trying to steal the election, and they want to turn this into a communist nation. And that's all I'm hearing over and over. It's like Trump.
Yeah.
They're coming after me, but they're really coming after you. Oh my God, that scared me. So what are they coming after me for? And my friends and family said, it's so bad what the Democrats are doing. They're going to, if they audit your taxes, they will make up something. And an average person, see, is gullible, and they're not doing their research. There's so many that rely on, say, their sister or mother, right? They're trusting you. They don't research. They lose their critical thinking, and they're busy. They're not fact checking anything. I never knew about disinformation warfare. We're just listening to the people around us, and that's the worst thing.
And that's the worst thing. And isn't it true? And they talk about it in business. It's that the word of mouth campaign is the one that carried the furthest. It's the one from mouth to mouth, from person to person, that carries, right? And so I think that's the tactical approach, and we've seen it time and time again. Would you agree? That
Yes.
This othering, this pointing to somebody else for that's the reason why this is what you're having the problem, when in reality, the leadership is stunk, really stunk. And would you agree that it's not in their interest for us to be read, for us to be literate, for us to be questioning, for us to be digging into past historical moments, right? Like, how do you think they're processing the series of events that have unfolded now? Because this past podcast I was on, I'm like, well, I don't understand what's happening. You're telling me that you didn't vote for the lady because the price of the eggs were too high. Now the price of the eggs have damn near doubled, and this is still a better choice. Like, I don't understand the lack of critical thinking piece.
Trump is good, isn't he? Because their thinking is so... They go to the point of saying, there's a reason he's doing it. Trust him. He is their God. He is a great cult leader. Oh my God. Because there's the evidence right in front of him. Oh, but I trust him. Because of that, they're coming after me, but they're really coming after you. And it all started with January 6th, this propaganda from him. But he's programmed him. And Stephen Hansen, that wrote the book, The Cult of Trump, I was on his show once. He explains it. They've been brainwashed. And we're not going to change them. We're not going to fix this. They're going to have to feel it for their own. Just like the alcoholics and addicts I've worked with.
They're gonna have to hit some new lows. But you hear all kinds of things on Twitter, one of them being that this tariff trade war is only going to affect very wealthy Democrats. No, it's not. It's hitting everybody.
Well, I can't talk too much on that. I'm not schooled enough, but I know he backed off today, right?
Well, yeah, that's because ordinary people like you and me, maybe we've made a decision to invest in perhaps some Apple stock or whatever it was, and we believed that the company would continue to do right by the people and continue to source goods in a responsible way. And the minute, there's a statement that this trade agreement may be in peril is the reason why you get these shaky markets, right? And the byproduct of that, right, is somebody who's poured into a for, let's say, 40 years of their lifetime, right? They've given service, and then they were promised a tidy sum at the end, right, upon retirement, that has now taken a nosedive. So maybe, you're missing $200,000. People cannot make up in a lifetime, right? So
Yeah.
it's things like that, right? That means, well, I'm very tired, but I'm going to have to work a little bit longer, right? So all of these statements, Pam, have direct repercussions.
Exactly. I think it's important to people to understand. I don't know if you ever saw the documentary called The Family.
I did see that.
He's their
Yeah.
wolf king. So
Yes.
Trump listened to the J6ers, and when you hear
Yeah.
him talking about, he knows no idea about their cases. He has no idea. He don't care. He just listens to their propaganda, right? And Elon just has his own mission. But it's actually, I believe, the Heritage Foundation that is pulling the strings with Trump. He don't care. Okay, here's what we want you to do. Here's the paperwork. Sign it. He don't even care what it is. He don't care. So he's not in charge. It's the Heritage. Well, he's their puppet, their wolf king. And he's just the messenger.
Yeah, delivering. I'm riveted by this series. It's that trilogy. They kept saying Yellowstone, and then I ran in 1923 a saga about what life was like in the Midwest. When the settlers came and they ran up on the indigenous peoples and they had to negotiate for fur and all kinds of things. Some of them, the white people had gunpowder, and that's where they were strong, is you could kill somebody very quickly by gunpowder, whereas the bow and arrow, it might take a little longer, right? So all of these historical facts to say things were very difficult back in the day, and some vestiges remain, right? That idea of wanting to conquer somebody else. And my feeling is the idea of wanting to conquer somebody religiously, right? That you say,
Yeah, that's what destroyed it.
That's what destroyed it. And so that Christianity. And we have to call it for what it is. There's nothing blasphemous about that. I said to people, if you asked me what my religion is, I would tell you Bob Marley. Because I
Me
think he
too.
was,
My my daughter is a Rastafari. Yeah, you have to look her up, Jennifer Breeze. She has beautiful songs. She dedicated one to the Black Lives Matter movement. It's beautiful. It's about stand up. All life is equal. Yeah, I like Bob Marley. Yeah.
we're going to have to play that. We're going to have to play that after the commercial break. And also, yes, I will love that. And also, we're going to start taking people with us to Barbados on a retreat, a 7-day retreat of bliss. It's a listening retreat, so we can listen to ourselves, the nature, the earth, the planet, and to others, right? And find empathy and kindness in the world again.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
called No More Trouble.
No More Trouble. Okay, let's see if we can find that track.
Until one race superior to keep us inferior is put to rest, yes, so we can pass this test. There will be war all over the earth, yeah, until we know what life is worth. No more trouble. No more fights. Get up, stand up,
all. Love is the highest standard. It is the true commander. Jah, fill us with your grace. Give us strength and the courage to face. There is one human race.
All life is equal.
All life is equal.
Jah, free the people.
Free the people.
Love knows the way. We're created all the same. All life is equal. All life is equal. Jah, free the people. Free the people. Love knows the way. We're created all the same. No more trouble, no more fights. Get up, stand up for what is right. No more trouble, no more fights. Get up, stand up for what is right.
Love can save the human race. Give us peace and a smiling face. Teach us how to live so we can forgive.
No justice, no peace, till all men are free. Till all men are free. No justice, no peace, till all are free. All are free.